This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Did you know that over 70% of Gen Z pet parents would rather give up Netflix than go without their pet? That's how deeply connected we become with our animals. And it's also the pet care world in particular is undergoing a massive shift. My guest today is right at the center of this transformation. Ayaz Ahmadov is the founder and CEO of Dosty, which is an AI-powered super app that's changing how we care for our pets. It's offering personalized, expert-backed support for everything from symptoms and training to nutrition and emergencies. And we're going to find out more as soon as we take a short break from our sponsor. So this is going to be fascinating stuff that could be really helpful to you as a pet parent. So grab that healthy beverage, get comfortable, and we'll be right back.
You know the expression, cats have 9 lives. Well, what if you can give them one more? The Give Them 10 movement is on a mission to help give cats an extra life. How? With spay and neuter. Spaying or neutering your cat helps them live a longer, healthier life. And it helps control free-roaming cat populations too. Learn more about the benefits of spay and neuter and meet Scooter, the neutered cat, at GiveThem10.org. That's GiveThem10.org.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Pet Health Coach on Pet Life Radio, and I'm Jody Teich, your host. Today, we're with Ayaz Ahmadov. He is the founder and CEO of an AI-powered app called Dosty, which is going to be literally part of this massive transformation of changing the way we care for our pets. I want to share with you all about what Dosty is doing because I think it's exciting. And so we're here to welcome Ayaz. Welcome to the show, Ayaz.
Thank you very much, Jody. I appreciate the invitation.
It is my pleasure. Let's unpack this because, well, everybody pretty much is using AI these days, and there are lots of AI apps. Pet parenting, pet care is such a hot and ever-growing field, and AI is dipping their toe into that now too, and you're kind of at the forefront of that. I want to tell people a little bit about sort of where you come from, and then let's dive into what Dosty is about.
My background, I come from marketing. I've always lived, studied, and worked marketing. My background, to be precise, is sports marketing. I've always done, big sports event, dealt with a lot of emotions, with the irrationale that drives the fans. And if you look at pet parenting, that's pretty much the same, right? We all driven by the irrationale that is inside us when it comes down to pets. Like, we don't understand what they say, we don't understand what they want, but we make up those things in our brain and have this fulfilled life with our pets, which is actually going one way. It's only us talking, right? And then trying to predict what they say back. So that's an irrationale of a kind. We created Dosty a year ago, and the main point of Dosty in a nutshell is to support pet parents with ongoing and emergency care by providing them the structured routine with their dogs. Like, I have a pack. I got 3 Labradors.
Yeah, I want to talk with you about your 3 labs because what was your inspiration? Was it these 3 babies?
They were Matilda, Macho, and Lucky. They were my inspiration behind creating Dosty because, during the pandemics, I was downloading a bunch of apps, trying out a lot of stuff. I just wanted to brighten up my social life with my dogs. There's a lot of great apps out there, but they all are single-purpose apps, basically, and they're not fit to support the full journey of the pet parenting. Because let's face it, as pet owners, we don't have emergencies every day. Right? It's not like every day I need a vet or every
Hopefully
day
not.
I need it's not like every day I need a training tip or whatever. And let's be realistic. If the situation is bad, I'm not gonna go into the app. I'm gonna rush to the vet anyway. Like I'm not gonna be using Google or whatever. So but the questions we have on a daily basis is, just taking pictures of your dog and trying to understand the dynamics that are going on, or when dog is doing their business, you're taking the pictures and seeing if everything is right, if your dog is not overfed, or the opposite, if it's not too skinny. And for all that stuff, for all that ongoing pet care management, I couldn't find an application that could support my needs. So I decided to create one. So I created a Dosty, and then Dosty kind of unites all the main avenues of the pet parenting, from training to grooming to the practical advices, and our killer features like the personalized AI assistant and the community chat that connects you to all the pet parents who have Dosty all over the world. Give you an example. I got 3 Labradors, and we have 23,000 pets registered in Dosty. And out of those 23,000, 1,500 are the Labrador owners. So if I have a question sitting here in Baku, I can write down the question, and all the Labrador owners all over the world will see my question and will be able to respond.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so it's not the AI, it's actually the practical advices that were lived by people. And that sometimes that hits harder than the AI advice.
So this is the super app part of an app, really having all these different avenues, a 360 approach to pet care and pet parents support pet care. I love that. I mean, AI is amazing. We all use it. It really cuts time in so many areas. And there's really nothing like the human touch. So gathering these pet parents together, your 1,500 Labrador pet parents that can speak to things that they notice about their dogs, maybe that could be breed common, is a wonderful community to develop. And I would suppose with all of at least the most popular breeds that that's something that that people would find on Dosty. When you determined kind of what these data points that were most relevant for pet parents were going to be, how did you determine that? And share with us a little bit about how that works under the hood, so to speak.
Now we kind of changed our view with all the data that is coming in. But before that, before we had that data, what we had in mind is basically we had an application form that consisted of 18 questions. And then once you fill in the application form, immediately you get compared to the breed standards of your dog, and you will get the advice if you off some sort of points. And more you use those, the more we understand stuff about your dog specifically, so we can guide you through different avenues. They're talking about specifically about your dog. But since the year passed, and we had all this data coming in, what I realized is that although pet parenting is pretty much the same all over the world, like Labrador is a Labrador in Nicaragua, and then in London, that's the same dog. But the pet parent behind that dog is a different human being. So the application is not for the dog. The application is for humans. And what we've seen, and especially what you just noticed with the Gen Z, with the spike of Gen Z pet ownership, with the humanization of pets and all that, we kind of took a bit of different direction, because right now we are able to segment several pet parent personas that are inside the app. So, and we see various trades out there, like 35% of all the users, based on their conversations in the community chat and in AI, they're looking for reassurance. They're not asking for the advice. Like they've done something and they just want to be, they want to be assured that that's right. Like how they want to hear how great of a pet parents they are. Or there's another category of people who never write in an AI chat and never ask the question, but always answers and provides advices, like, as a professional advisor. So those are like the experienced pet owners. Yeah. So there are so many different pet parents, and with all the data coming in, we are able to tailor the approach for every single pet parent. Like, let's say if you enter the app and you will type in the question in our assistant, you may get we both may ask the same question, but the way the answer will be laid out to you and to me will be very different. Although we'll get the same answer, but depending on your character, depending on your persona, you're gonna get the tone of voice in a different way.
How people learn.
Exactly. That's the avenue we are growing to right now. We want to personalize the experience.
Yeah, can I just stop you for 1 sec? Because I'm wondering, yes, every Labrador around the world will have certain common characteristics. But like every child is different in nuanced personality traits, it's the same with dogs. Does the app, when a pet parent uses it often enough to put all this information, this data in, does that include the opportunity to put data in about their pet's personality? So it goes beyond the characteristics of a Labrador, but also takes into account how that animal learns, what that animal loves. Because I think it's really smart that you've differentiated pet parents in types of pet parent and how they learn best and what they're looking for. That's brilliant. I'm wondering about the other.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do by November, we're gonna have our updated pet profile. So basically, it will include all the main points of your breed, like the aggression, how good that breed is with the family, and blah blah blah. And then by the standards, we're gonna give you an opportunity to rate your own dog. So basically, I may have a German Shepherd, which is an excellent protection dog by the breed standard, but my German Shepherd might be just a little fluffy panda that
A
doesn't want to do
mush.
anything. Yeah, exactly. That loves everything. So depending on how we as pet parents will rate our dogs, and depending on how we will structure our questions about those dogs in the chat, our personality traits and stuff, those you will understand the emotional background behind the character. So when I will be giving advice to you about your German Shepherd, I will be considering not only the breed standards, but I will also consider the character that owner inputted out there, right? But here, there's a very slippery slope here because for a lot of pet parents, we see our dogs sometimes unreasonably different. Like I may be thinking that my German Shepherd has no guardian instinct or aggression instinct because that's the way I see it. But in reality, that may be very protective dog, right? But I see it differently. So there is very thin line on what is out there to consider and what is not. Because sometimes if advice depends on it, and you gave a wrong advice just because you described your dog in that such a way, that can create troubles, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think that obviously you would have to make it just an automatic thing that pet parents know your pet best. Any questions, reach out to your vet, those kinds of things, because you're absolutely right. We do emotional transference, how we feel about our animal or think they may be experiencing something, we may transfer onto them, and it may be accurate, it may not be accurate. And there are lots of different ways to tell how an animal is feeling: body language, the energetics of how they're presenting. There's just other ways to tell. So every pet parent is not as observant as another pet parent might be. So
Exactly.
it's really very subjective.
And that's the trouble. That's the trouble of a super app as well, because you have a lot of data coming in from many different points, like
Yes.
from your personal judgment of your dog and the pet profile, but at the same time, from the way you structure your question when your dog is barking. So we really have to sit down and analyze all that data, compare it, and then make the best guess, the best decision that this is it, this is the case, that's how the situation is run. But in terms of data, it provides us with the fantastic insights on symptoms, on breeds, on the countries, like why Labradors in Poland are more weight more than the Labradors in United Kingdom, and why Labradors in Central Asia are prone to skin diseases, whereas Labradors in United States are prone to heavyweight and obesity. Like all these little insights that we're trying to figure out right now, and we really believe that this is the future. The unified pet profiles are the future of pet parenting. Yeah, because the better we understand our pet, the better we understand us in regards of our pets. I think that the better it is, and that's our goal.
Yep, yep, yep. And also, I mean, it's a full service vision. And this is why people also work with a human to complement what you do, whether it's a holistic veterinarian or their conventional vet or, a pet health coach like what I do. They want that individual service that is specifically about their animal and all the nuances of their animal. So it seems like a really great complement.
For all the service providers within the healthcare, like we have to clearly understand that application will never replace a professional.
A human.
That's it.
Yes.
That's never. That's impossible. Like that's not
Yeah.
the goal, right?
Yes.
The goal is to make the pet parents more aware. Before they come to you for the consultation, they have to know the basics, right? Not to waste the time. So, and our job for the professionals like you to provide a platform to target directly pet parents in need. Like so, let's say your area of business is United States. So hypothetically, we can connect you to all the pet parents in the United States who need your professional advice, or those pet parents who we determine who we detect that need that kind of professional advice. We can advise your services to those guys so they can come and visit and and make their life with their pets better. So as I said, the goal here is to kind of connect pet parent, make him more aware, and then connect pet parent to the wider global community of pet world, if I make sense.
It makes total sense. And people who do what I do, we want to help more pets. So having that ability through a platform like this is a win-win. We could share what we know with the pet parents that are interested, and pet parents can learn a lot more about being even better pet parents. Let's dive in one more time to Gen Z. Is it true that the majority of your users currently are Gen Z?
100%. 67% of all the app users within the age bracket of 18-25.
Okay.
Yeah. And mostly female. So
Okay. Makes sense. How do you see, based on the data that you're getting back, this generation reshaping pet parenting? And it's obvious how Dosty is adapting to meet their tech needs, but they have very specific values about the kinds of companies that they want to do business with, the way a company presents in the world, how eco-friendly they are, how they treat their employees, all of that. How is Dosty adapting to, meeting these kinds of needs for Gen Z?
the first and foremost, we're trying to adapt our service to fit their needs, because Gen Z is a very specific group of people. First of all, what they did, they started that huge trend of humanization of pets, right? It's not a trend already. That's the given. That's the default right now, the humanization of pets. The second thing that we try to teach this generation throughout the app, that the way we as humans perceive love may not land with your dog. Yeah, because dogs perceive love a little bit different, right?
Yes.
And sometimes the excess of love and affection may create a weakness or aggression or uncertainty in your pet, which is not that good, right? And that's where the dogs thrive in a structure, right? And if the structure is built with love, then that's the sweet spot. That's what we want to do. So we adjust our services to help them to understand that better. In terms of all the inclusiveness and all the major issues that are very important to Gen Z, honestly speaking, some of that stuff is natural for all of us as humans, right? It's just that Gen Z been bringing that up, but that's very natural for all of us, despite the generation. So yeah, we are a modern company. Matter of fact, 95% of all my employees are Gen Z. So 90%, I'm the oldest one. I'm 39. So yeah, I'm the oldest one, 39, got 3 dogs and 3 kids. And like my developers are like 23, 24, 25, both boys, girls. So for me, it's kind of easier to create a proposition for Gen Z, because Gen Z is working on that proposition for Gen Z. So yeah. we all covered there.
That's perfect. So we're going to pause here for a moment for a short break from our sponsor, Ayaz. So don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to talk about some additional features that Dosty offers that could be a tremendous help to you, and some pet trends that you may not be aware of. So refresh that beverage, get cozy, and we'll be right back.
Has your dog or cat chewed through yet another set of sheets?
I get it. I've been there. But instead of replacing them with more scratchy, low-quality bedding, why not treat yourself to what Oprah and Kris Jenner sleep on every night? It's called Cozy Earth. And yes, it's as dreamy as it sounds. Their bamboo sheets and pajamas are buttery soft, cooling, moisture-wicking, and they actually get softer every time you wash them. I'm talking next level snuggle mode here, folks. These sheets have been on Oprah's favorite things list 7 years in a row, and there's a reason why. Cozy Earth gives you the softest, coolest sleep of your life. And just for Pet Life Radio listeners, I scored you an exclusive 41% off. That's the biggest discount they offer anywhere. Just use promo code PetLifeRadio at CozyEarth.com and sleep like the celebrity your pet already thinks you are. That's CozyEarth.com, promo code PetLifeRadio. You'll thank me at bedtime.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Pet Health Coach on Pet Life Radio, and I am Jody Tice, your host. We're here today with Ayaz Ahmadov. Did I get that right, Ayaz?
Absolutely.
Great. And of Dosty, creator of Dosty, a super app for pet parents. Ayaz, we just talked a little bit about Gen Z. Tell me a little bit about the medical space and how you are working with vets, both in content provided as well as having places for pet parents to go in need if maybe they're looking for that. How are you handling that lane?
That's a great question. And I really want to start off by saying that everything in regards of health, specifically inside Dosty, is not AI. That's all is approved and verified vet content. We spend a lot of money and a lot of time on putting that together. So we have about 1,200 articles on healthcare, and each and every one of them is verified by the professional. And we use those articles within our Dosty assistant as well. So if you ask a question that is related to health, you're not going to get an AI answer. You're going to get an answer that's been extracted from the article that was verified by vet, right? And then you get the names of the vet there and all that. So everything in regards of healthcare, that's the rule. That's a solid rule inside our organization, that everything in regards of healthcare has to be verified, because health is something we don't want to play with. Our next step, within next month, what we will do, we will offer the vets and clinics dedicated panels that will be developed by us, and those via those panels, our users will be able to connect to vets and the clinics. So let's say I may be in Azerbaijan, Baku, and I want to visit a vet in Toronto, Canada, and I can do it via Dosty. I can schedule an appointment and virtually visit the clinic, get to the appointment with the vet, and vet will see my full pet passport, will see all my logs, everything I've been doing with my pet inside Dosty. And once we connect it, everything I do in regards of healthcare, every single question I ask in regards of healthcare will be stored in my log. So the next time I come to that vet, he can just access my log, see everything I've been doing so far. So once I come, we don't start from scratch. We start from the problem that I'm experiencing. Because usually how it is, you come to the vet, you have to go through the waiting, you have to wait your dog, you have to talk like what do you have and blah 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 blah, and then you come to the problem.
They take temperature.
Yeah,
they do blood work, but pet parents are still going to need to do those things and provide that data for a vet to be able to have complete info. Yeah.
We had a great team led by Dr. Joan Woodnut. She's one of the leading UK vets, and we had a team of 18 vets that helped us to shape up the whole healthcare direction inside Dosty. We also have a great in-house diagnostic tool, which is our symptom checker. 63 most popular symptoms in dogs and cats. You enter a symptom, you go through like 10, 12 questions, and then you get most likely and less likely causes. And you can read content on that and then make an aware decision if that's the sharp problem and you have to go and see the vet, or you can handle that business at home. Realistically speaking, again, like based on humans, right? 70% of all the problems we're dealing with in regards of healthcare, they actually can be dealt with at home. If you know what you're dealing with, like if you know that you are coughing just because you caught a cold, you don't have to run to the doctor. Yeah, but if you know that that's cold, if that's something else, then obviously you do. So we're trying to make our pet parents aware and then make sure they understand what they're dealing with exactly and make more fair decisions.
Okay, beautiful. One of the things that on the marketing side that you kind of led with is we all spend a fortune on pet insurance. A fortune. Talk to my listeners a little bit about maybe, I don't know if you're forming partnerships with insurance companies, you're making things a little easier for parents when it comes to insurance. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Do I have to be like politically correct, or can I be honest?
You can be honest. I mean, this is a platform for honesty and transparency and authenticity. So go.
I'm not gonna name the companies, but I talked to top pet insurance providers, and one thing that I realized is, in an essence, the backbone of pet insurance is a bit wrong, because we're trying to build insurance for pets as if we're building an insurance for people, which is a bit different.
Which is also wrong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And
Broken.
the big companies, the giant companies that have about like 50 to 60,000 policyholders, which is not a lot if you look at the general numbers of the pet parents all over the world, they always act up. They are not open to new technologies. They are not open to new ways. They always want you to kind of prove that you're worth working with them. You know what I mean? And they kind of let go on all these great opportunities that we have. Like, I was sending one of the great researches that we done, and I'm going to send you that research too. And I really want you to judge that from a professional standpoint of view. So we took our symptom checker. We had about 6,000 requests to our symptom checker. We segmented it by dogs, by breeds, by pet parents, by geographies. We sent great insights to that insurance company. And we said, but with these smart insights, we can create a smart notification system, and we can inform the policy holders if they are breaking the policy right now. Like, if my dog is licking a paw and I'm trying to give some sort of a medication to that dog, and system realizes that I'm giving that medication and that's against my policy, so it can notify me and tell me that don't give that medication because you won't be able to claim anything tomorrow because you're giving this medication, right? And that's convenience. That's very
Yes,
convenient.
but it's
That's
slippery
transparent.
too. It's a slippery slope. It's good to know
Yeah.
what will be covered and what won't be covered at the snap of a finger. And then pet parents obviously have to make the best decision
Yeah, exactly.
for their animal. Yeah.
But right now, when it comes to the insurance, we don't have the connection with it.
It's
And it's like,
backwards.
exactly, yeah, it's backwards. Like, but the
Yeah.
problem happens, and then I realize that, oh my God, I did something wrong, and that's why I can't get like coverage or whatever, because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't informed. My
Yeah.
insurance company never told me. So
Yes.
yeah, and they seem to overlook it. But on the other hand, there's a lot of different insurance companies, especially in Europe, coming up right now. And those guys, as a startups, they build new ways of the pet insurances. And those guys are very open to cooperate with the startups as ours to bring the better proposition to the end user. And that's what we're working on. We're working on a couple of partnerships with the insurance companies around Europe. And then what we will be doing, we will be kind of installing their policies inside your pet profile if you are a policy holder, and you will be getting constant notification from insurers, like whatever you do, like depending on what you ask, what you do, you're going to get notifications from insurance provider. The insurance provider will be able to access some of your data as well to see what are you doing with your dog, right? And we will be putting the vets inside the application, those vets that work with those insurance companies, so the user won't have to go online and search for all the directories of the clinics that are covered by the insurance and stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay.
we're working on that, and we're trying to build meaningful proposition for the pet parents.
Okay. So two-part. One, privacy, confidentiality, privacy comes up for me. Maybe the pet parent doesn't want the insurance companies to see data on them and their dogs. Two, will pet parents have a place in Dosty they could go to research those insurance companies that are now affiliated with Dosty for things that may sound interesting, policies that may sound interesting to them, and get to kind of do their research within the app? Two-part
Yeah.
question.
I'm going to start with the second. Yes. So let's say if you are an insurance provider in the United States and I'm a pet parent in the United States who downloaded Dosty and I don't have insurance policy yet, I will be able to see my partners, Dosty's partners. And if I want to buy a policy, I can read all about it, compare it to other plans, and then make the purchase from within the app. So I don't have to go anywhere else.
Nice.
That's number one. Number two, the privacy, we treat it very, very hard in a good way, and there is no data. Yeah, there's no data of pet parent inside Dosty, not at all, besides your name. So we don't know anything about you. So that there's no disclosure of your data. And in regards of pet, we're gonna be asking you which data would you like to share with your insurance provider and what you will be getting by sharing that data. Like that, what you will get by sharing that data is very important, and we're definitely going to give it to you. If insurance provider is not able to describe what the user is getting by sharing that data, that means user is not sharing that data.
Got you. Okay. So talk to us a little bit about, are there any upcoming features? You mentioned a couple, November, you have something coming. Anything else that you'd want to bring to pet parents' attention that's down the road a little bit, but that will be a part of Dosty and, available to help pet parents?
100%. We're launching dedicated set of journeys. So basically, if you are a puppy owner or a kitten owner or a senior dog or a cat owner, you will have predefined journey for you. So you will be guided day by day, week by week, and we will be telling you which difficulties or which new things you will be facing this week and how to react and what content to look for. What let's say if I'm a puppy owner on month 3, like week 5, week 3, I'm gonna get the content about leash, right? What is the first leash to place your dog in, or how the crate is supposed to be structured, or if it's not the crate, if your dog is living outside, what's supposed to be the conditions, and the first, how to select a vet, how to select the insurance policy, how to do this, how to do that, how to brush teeth. So proactively guiding people throughout very important cycles. We are launching pregnancy mode as well. Me myself, I missed the birth of my first puppy, Lucky. I was so ready for that. I even talked to a doctor that I'm gonna bring Matilda. Like we got all ready, and I missed it. And she just gave birth, and I missed it. So we're gonna get yeah, we're gonna get that the pregnancy mode as well. Like, so if your dog is pregnant, you can switch to pregnancy mode, and the app proactively gonna guide you throughout everything. We're gonna grow on community. So what we're gonna add user generated content. So now users will be able to share their recipes, their commands that they teach their dogs, and obviously there will be the separation from the professional content and user generated content. So as a user, you will understand that everything that is user generated is not official, but still that holds value because people do it and it works, and you may try as well. So yeah, there will be a lot of features coming up. We're just trying to accommodate them in the right way and not to mess up the whole UX, the user experience that you're gonna get.
Yeah. Okay. As a last question, based on all this data that's come in over the last year, what are some of the maybe less expected pet trends that you're seeing? Something that, maybe you said, wow, I didn't expect that one.
I didn't expect that our pets mirror us so much. Like, if you see the symptoms and the natural physical conditions the pets are in, they sometimes mirror the human behind it.
I see that so much,
I
Ayaz.
swear to God, that was an eye opener for me because I didn't realize that it is global. Like
Yes.
it is global. Like, out of 23,000 dogs, in not 23,000 pets, 16,000 dogs in our user base, 14,000 get the weight wrong. They overweight. No, maybe slightly. I'm not talking about like they're very overweight, but still slightly overweight. And we've been talking to a couple of humans, the handlers behind it, and then they see nothing wrong with it because they say like we're not very fit ourselves. Like, we eat as we wish, and that we feed our dogs the same. Or like, I'm not really like to walk. I'm just taking my dog, I'm making rounds inside my living room, and then it's walking. No, it's not. You have to take her out, man. You have to take your
Yes.
dog out. Walking
Yes.
inside the house is not the same. So the dogs are actually mirroring us, and then that was an eye opener for me. It was.
Yeah, that's a great one because in my practice, I see this with gut issues, pets that have digestive problems, and so does the parent. I see this with anxiety issues because they are so intuitive. And if we are anxious, they pick that up, right? So there's lots of ways that pets mirror the humans or humans mirror the
The pets.
pet's condition. It's
Exactly.
wild. That was a really good one. What if anything, didn't we cover that you want pet parents to know, Ayaz?
I'm going to return to something I just said, and that comes from my personal experience as well, and from everything I see inside the chat, all the interactions from the pet parents. We all love our pets, and if you really love your pet, you have to understand that human love and the pet love is very different. So if you think that you're feeding your dog a lot and then you showing love to it, it's not love. That's the way to show love to human being, but not to a pet. If there is a firework outside and your dog running to you and you want to cuddle him and comfort him and stuff, you teach him to be weak. That's not something that you want to do, because there's an association. I hear the loud noise, I run to my person, and I get the cuddle. So next time I have to run to him. No, you don't. So if you really want to show love to your pet, create structured routines and a structured lifestyle. Dog flourishes when it understands what's going to happen next, right? And I know it by my pack. I have a pack of 3 Labradors, are very energetic dog, and their day is structured as nails, like every single thing written down, and their routine doesn't change every day. And they live the best life. They are happy, they are calm, they enjoy themselves, and they never have a fight or whatever. They're very comfortable with each other and the people around them. So yeah, it's not about humanizing pets. It's about understanding. It's about understanding the value behind this relationship between the human being and a pet, and building the proper structure to make sure that relation develops.
Yeah, I mean, I find in my life as a longtime pet parent and in my practice that the data shows that they feel exactly what we feel. They feel human emotions. There were, MRIs done on dogs, scientific studies. We know this. They don't understand in a way that we do. So, it's really, structure is very important. The understanding what's expected of them is very important. And I also think that we mix that with giving them tools to handle things that maybe they don't fully understand and that trigger anxiety, fear, whatever in their lives, so that we can mitigate that. And there are lots of ways to do that. That's not, we're not going to go into today, but it's more about tools and helping them, their bodies calm and learn than kind of the tough love, strategy. And we have a lot of that. And I think you're absolutely right about structure. I think you're absolutely right. Where can people find you for Dosty?
They can download every single platform, Google, App Store. You can visit the website, dosty.co, and read more about the application and then download. We're still work in progress, we're still work in progress. We've been around for a year only. But we're growing. We learn as we go, and we're growing, and we love what we do. So
that's beautiful. And wishing you tons of success. We will have links below the episode for you to find Dosty, and both on social media and their website. And thank you so much for joining me today, Ayaz.
Thank you, Jody. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
It is my pleasure, and thank you all for listening. As a certified health coach for people and pets, my mission is to share holistic healing information for the whole family to create vibrant health. So tune in next time for expert interviews, tips to give the animals we love the longest and most vibrant lives we can. I'm Jody Teisch, and this is the Pet Health Coach.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.